Hey y'all, this is AL Think Madame, and this is going to be a thoughts post. And if you don't know what that is, that's just basically where I discuss certain things that have happened in the news, on certain TV shows, whether I actually do recap reviews on them or not. Things that are happening here in this city that I live in, just whatever. But anyway, today it's gonna be about like little random things that have been coming out in the news and all of that. So let's get into it. So one of the things I wanted to talk about right when it came out, but I didn't, is Bishop Noel Jones. Now, for those of y'all who don't know Bishop Noel Jones, he is a pastor, a bishop. He's a preacher. And I actually saw him on Preachers of LA. I had heard about him before the show, so I knew of his existence prior to the show. I used to watch that show religiously. Dietrich Haddon is another one who has been on one of the shows. I don't remember he was on there. Canton Jones was on there. I ain't never knew. I thought a thick man looked good or was anywhere near my type until I saw him and one of my old coworkers when he used to be even bigger than that. So I was like, oh, okay then. I'm sorry, y'all. I have issues. But anyway, let's get back on the topic of Bishop Noel Jones. So yeah, but yeah, I used to religiously watch the show, and there was a lot of controversy surrounding his relationship with his long-term girlfriend, Loretta. As of now, they had been boyfriend and girlfriend, I guess, on and off for 28 years or 20-something years, almost 30 years. Bishop Noel Jones is like 70-something. I don't know how old Loretta is now, but he like 70-something. And she was like, I'm going to stick beside him this entire time. And his relationship was controversial because I think, if I'm not mistaken, he said on the show or alluded to the fact that he was having premarital sex with this woman. So it's like, how you gonna sit up here and say you're a preacher and the word that you go by, it tells you not to have premarital sex? Like, what did you talk about? So that's one of the main things that made it very, very controversial about their relationship. And it is what it is. But I saw a video circulating that showed that he had proposed to her while he was at church one day, had her to come up in front of the congregation and did a little speech. And a lot of people ain't here for it outside of the fact that they've been together 20-some years on and off as boyfriend and girlfriend. It's the fact that it's like he basically was like, I done got old and halfway decrepit, and I need somebody to be there to push me in the wheelchair and to wipe my behind and all this other stuff that comes along with some people, because I'm not claiming that for myself. When I get old, if the Lord don't come back before I get old, when I get old, I will be alkaline most of the time, if not all the time. So I'm not going to look like I'm 70-something, 80-something, 90-something, 100-something years old. I'm going to look how I'm supposed to look, which is younger, way younger than what my actual age is. And it's just going to be what it is. I'm just trying to tell y'all what it is. Just get ready for it. So anyway, but yeah, it's going to come where you might have to help wipe him. You might have to wipe drool away because he done started drooling. All of this other stuff. Now, I'm just like, I hate to see situations like this because people really be like, oh, I hope that they ask me to marry them, and they really be sticking beside them. They stick beside them because they just know it's coming. But it's like, who want to end up like that? Why is that the goal? To become old and decrepit and you can't even really fully enjoy yourself as a married couple anymore on the level that people do when they are younger. That ain't for me. Now, I'm a couple of years away from 40. If I do get married, I see myself getting married before I turn 50. But like I said, I'm gonna not look like a 40-something or 50-something year old, and I'm not going to move around like I'm 40-something, 50-something years old. And even when I'm in my 70s and all that other stuff, I'm not going to be moving around and looking like certain people. Because like I said, he over here talking about diapers and wheelchairs and all these other things. And basically it's like, I'm going to have somebody to take care of me when my bodily functions leave me, possibly, and all of that. Because she been there all of this time. And it's just like, girl, you don't want better for yourself? Or whatever, it is what it is. That was her choice to stay, so I blame both of them. It is what it is. So, but yeah, a lot of people were outraged about that. Hey, y'all heard about that? Because I was just like, as soon as the story broke, I was like, did they get married? Or did he propose? And if I'm not mistaken, they said he proposed. I'm like, ooh, he proposed. So instead of being a forever girlfriend, she gonna be a forever fiance. Don't nobody have time. But go off though. If you like it, I love it. So something that happened, I think, early this morning was that one of these outlets posted a picture of Summer Walker and her new hairstyle that she likes. I saw it within the first 30 minutes to an hour, and I commented under it and said, I basically said that there are going to be people who are going to create memes and say that she looks like the character Goro off of Mortal Kombat. Somebody probably going to have to go ahead and check up on her. Like, y'all might well go ahead and go ahead. I hope she has a support system, because the way that she make it seem like she's just super fragile and she can't do all this stuff and things make her anxious. Her anxiety is through the roof and all this other stuff. I'm like, how is she going to be able to take this? And sure enough, maybe like 4 hours after that, all of a sudden another celebrity news outlet posted something that somebody put out there. And I've seen his name before. I don't know who it is, but her name is Ebony Ivory 2. But it's Ebony and Ivory with 2 eyes at the end of each word all together on Instagram. But that's what she put up there. And she said, why half of y'all up there lying to that girl knowing that mess looked like a horse butt? But yeah, I already knew it was coming. But a lot of people said, oh, you look good. But most people were like, no. Like when the post that I was under, almost everybody was like, girl, why? Everybody was reading. They was like, no, this ain't it. And a few people who are celebrities that are in the celebrity world who usually have to go with the flow, they were like, oh, you look cute, sis, whatever. And talking about, oh, that's bomb. Oh, that's different, whatever. But yeah, y'all already know that they have to go with the flow and make it seem like everything is great when it ain't cute or whatever. And I was just like, it is what it is. If that's what she want to do, okay. But I'm hoping that she knows that people were going to come for her and all this was going to happen. Because I just found it funny that people came out of nowhere when the updated thing came up there. Like I said, there was going to be a comparison to Goro from Mortal Kombat. And then they were like, oh my gosh, why would they do that? Why would they say these things about her? Oh no, that is so mean. That is so this, that is so that. And I was like, I already told y'all it was coming though. I literally told y'all it was coming. By the time all of this happened, I was going to go back and screenshot where I said it way ahead of time, because I kept searching. I'm like, I'm waiting. I know somebody had that putting Goro in this comment section somewhere, because they see it just like I do. And I didn't see it. If somebody else said it before me, I didn't see it because I scrolled. There weren't that many comments at that time. But 4 hours later, it was like 51,000 comments. And mine wouldn't come up. And I kept scrolling, trying to find it. All I could do was go to the other post and say, I literally just said that this is what was going to happen 4 hours ago. And here it is. But it is what it is. I just want her to heal. I want her to have a therapist if she doesn't, because she has a lot of stuff that always be going on with her. Like the most is popping off. But it is what it is. Like, I really don't care, because my head be looking a fool a lot of the time. I don't know if she did that or not, but I mean, I would have been able to hook her up whatever. It is what it is. Do what you do, girl. You got money. I ain't nobody. It is what it is. So anyway, did y'all hear that the U.S. Army will begin discharging soldiers who refuse to get the COVID-19 vaccine? Well, all I can say to that is a lot of them gonna leave anyway, because a lot of them been trying to get out. Old boy trying to send people over to another country right now as it is. And I was just, as soon as I saw the news report for that, I was like, for what? For what? We need everything we can get over here. We got the most popping off over here all the time. It's too much going on over here in the United States of America for you to be sending people out the country. Then there is the possibility of another thing to have them to be sent home in a body bag. Like, what is we doing this for? But go off though. Who am I? Yet again, nobody. So y'all know that Rihanna is pregnant. I'm here for it. I noticed that she started posting a lot more personal photos since she became pregnant. So I'm like, wow, that's awesome. Because whenever I see her post something, it's usually about Fenty or Savage, her brands, her beauty brands, and her, lingerie, bras, panty sets, and all that stuff. But yeah, she's been showing the baby bump off, all that stuff. I'm here for it. Congratulations to her and A$AP Rocky. A lot of people have been being shady. In all honesty, I feel like some people have been being shady, but some people, I don't feel like they knew who A$AP Rocky was, because they were kind of like, this unknown man is the one who impregnated her, or some rapper. Like, they just been saying some of the most random stuff. And I'm like, what is going on in here? And then they have been showing so many memes and GIFs and creating viral videos of people impersonating Drake, talking about his reaction. They showed that certain people don't follow each other no more since she made this announcement. I'm like, what is going on? Apparently, A$AP Rocky at the time was still following Drake despite all of this, and that he had unfollowed both of them. Like, people been sending it off. They said he taking it hard. Somebody please go over there and check on him. I'm like, Lord, y'all doing a lot. But hopefully she'll be all right. One other thing that I want to mention before I go to the next topic is that there's an influencer that I follow that I have talked about before, because she was in, was it All the Queen's Men? I think it was in All the Queen's Men. But anyway, she was in one of those TV shows, and she was the BBW woman who had gotten naked, and one of the strippers was having sex with her. She had a divorce party, and the woman ended up paying for the strippers to come over to fly in to where she was at. And one of the strippers was setting it off on her. But yeah, she's an influencer, and she does TV shows and movies and stuff now, modeling, all this stuff. But she ended up doing a replicating, like, where she basically dressed up exactly how she was that day when we saw that picture of Rihanna and A$AP Rocky walking down the street. And she had a belly open with the pink coat on and all that stuff. So she basically said she already had that coat for forever or whatever, but she had a message attached. And let me go and find what the message was. Let me look her up real quick. I'm sure it'll pop up, because like I said, I follow her and she everything. I just never remember how to pronounce her name. But anyway, here she is. Her name is spelled Nzinga, Imani. But yeah, this is what she said that day up under that post. She said, "I'm not pregnant. This is me without my shapewear. But seriously, some of you have seen the meme that has been circulating comparing my body type to this gorgeous plus size influencer, A Beauty 4. I was horrified to see my picture being used to tear someone else down. There is no right way to be plus size. I take no pleasure in the comparison of women, whether I'm the preferred or not. To whom created that hateful meme, I suggest you get a life. We do not care about your opinion, and we uplift each other. If you don't like real bodies, just say that. But don't use our pictures to push your immature, divisive, unrealistic narrative. I'm a 3X model. I have a belly. Most plus size people do. I don't ever want anyone to come to my page and feel bad about themselves. I hope to represent for the plus size women of all shapes and sizes. I face prejudice being a 3X model, and with all the success I've had, I still experience similar attacks. At trolling and bullying will not be tolerated over here. Have a blessed day. And congratulations, Riri. So this is the picture, just in case y'all ain't seen it, and she's gorgeous. She is gorgeous. She won't tell nobody unless you are, I guess, are a part of her Patreon, what her name is, what the name of the bras are. But yeah, this is the picture that we saw. And then there was one that I saw more than anything where it was her and ASAP Rocky walking that had, you know, her belly out. But yeah, that's what that was attached to. But I hate the fact that when it was put on the shade room or wherever it was put initially, that they sat up there and left that part out. I'm like, why y'all trying to make it seem like she just was trying to be like, oh, here I am, I'm trying to be Rihanna, I'm trying to go viral or whatever. She just did that just to do that. And she does that all the time because she's an influencer. So I was like, y'all really tried it, but go off though. Anyway, okay, so I have a couple of more things that I want to discuss, and then I'll leave y'all to it. Okay? So, let me get my life together. Go back on here. Because I knew it was certain things that I wanted to talk about. Y'all, have y'all heard about Young Buck going and rolling up on his ex-girlfriend? Ex-girlfriend now. Rolled up to her house. She wouldn't answer him. So, like, he really was knocking and beating on the door. She wouldn't answer. So, when she finally went outside after he left, she saw that he caused damage to her vehicle. So, he got arrested for that. And I'm just like, what is wrong with you? You stay in the news doing something ignorant. Why? Do you like jail? Do you like jail? Because that's what it seemed like is going on here. And it ain't making no sense. Y'all, moving right along. Because I'm just so sick and tired of Young Buck. I don't know what to do. Nick Cannon over here talking about how he was out of control and that he's being celibate. I'm trying to understand how any of this was possible. Because, like, these were recent interviews that happened. Like, these were recent moments from, like, his show or something. Clips from his show. So I'm like, okay, how long ago was this film? Because you had been impregnating people all while this show was in existence. So where was the celibacy at? Because you talking about you was out of control. You still out of control. I don't know how many of y'all heard this or not, but it has been spoken and said that allegedly the reason why he keep creating all these children is because he is hoping that he will be able to use them in a way that will help him to survive. Because y'all know he pretty much is on his last leg. He has been slated to not be able to make it much longer, and having genes of his own are the best way for him to achieve what he's trying to look for. Look, that's all I'm gonna say. I heard that quite some time ago. I don't know how true it is, but that's just what it's been. So anyway, what else going on? I think it was one more thing I wanted to say, but I want to make sure I didn't go over it. I didn't miss it. Oh my gosh, y'all. I'm starving. I cannot wait. Y'all, did y'all hear about R. Kelly testing positive for COVID? Everybody been like, child, stay where you at. Like, don't be trying to sit up here and be like, oh, I really need to get out now. Because no, you can stay. Stay where you at. It is what it is. Stay where you at. Stay where you at. But yeah, he trying to get out. He's trying to get out. And a lot of people are saying that if he is released, that he is going to definitely run. So they might as well go ahead and let him stay in there, because he's going to run to Africa or wherever Russell Simmons is. Because a lot of people have been getting off and getting away because there's no extradition type of situation. You're not going to be extradited. So they feel like that's exactly the play he gonna pull if he leaves. What y'all think about that, y'all? I feel like I'm leaving something out, but I can't think of what it is. I don't know what it is, though. I'm like, what is it that I'm supposed to be talking about? But whatever it is, y'all, it is what it is. Anyway, I think it was something about a TV show. Oh, have y'all seen the Don Cornelius part of the A&E documentary where they were going over the Playboy bunnies and all that stuff, what, inside of Hugh Hefner's, life and all that other stuff. I'm just like, it's very suspicious and strange to me that out of all the times that y'all gonna bring this up after all these people that passed away. Don Cornelius passed away 10 years ago, like to the day pretty much, of them putting that particular part in the documentary. Like, they timed that a little bit too good for me. Like, and my thing is this, y'all, those of y'all who've been around long enough or who came along and y'all saw where I was doing the recap reviews on that television show, American Soul, because I lived for Soul Train growing up and I love music and all of that. And I was here for what was going on behind the scenes. I was like, oh, okay. Like, a lot of stuff that I didn't know, it was awesome finding out. And I already knew that a whole lot of stuff went down. You could already tell he was a cold piece of work. But I mean, what they said, like, I don't know if y'all heard. Those of y'all who ain't here, the specifics. A couple of the women who were a part of cleanup crews and were actual bunny mates for Playboy and all this other stuff in varying years, said that there were 2 white young baby bunnies, because they were like in their early 20s or whatever, that went to Don Cornelius's house with him one day after a function. They thought it was going to be a regular party, and they didn't sign up for what ended up happening to them. Allegedly, just saying allegedly because I don't know. I don't know about no proof. I don't know. But I don't put in the past nobody, because a lot of people have shocked and surprised me over the years, but now they got to the point don't nothing surprise me no more. Allegedly, Don Cornelius had these women tied up in separate rooms and were sodomizing them with wooden items and all kinds of stuff. And a lot of the women, they weren't allowed to get pregnant. So a lot of these card holders, key holders, if you will, people who had these certain privileges, you're not even supposed to have sex with them at all. But if you were somebody that was on the level of a Don Cornelius or whatever, then, it's like the rules say you ain't supposed to do nothing with nobody, but they expect you to still take care of them despite that. Like, it's like, don't do it, but do it though. Do it though. And I'm like, okay. But yeah, they talking about them people was bloodied up, all this other stuff. They hadn't heard from them in 3 days. They didn't know where they was. So then part of the protocol is if anything pop off, the police are not to be informed, called, or nothing. They've already tried to infiltrate and do some more other things along those lines when it comes to his business, if you will, and that house, because they've tried to, raid it and all this other stuff for drugs. And it's just been a lot of stuff. Now, I've actually seen news reports growing up on some of that stuff because I was around and I could understand what was going on when I saw stuff on the TV, even though I was born in the 80s. So some of that stuff I remembered happening that was uncovered on the news reports. But to make sure the stuff would stay out of the news, that is why they made a point to say, if anything pop off, call us or tell us and we'll handle it. They had cleaners, if you will. They had people who were cleaning up stuff. If anything popped off, usually, depending on what was going on, they would revoke somebody's, access. They never did that to Don Cornelius, so the woman said, allegedly. He came up in there like it was nothing that popped off before and was still partying and doing what he wanted to do. I was like, woo, child. I don't know. I mean, I don't put it past nobody. A lot of people are trash. He had a lot of stuff with him, just like a whole lot of other people, whether he was black or not. I'm just saying, it was just very suspicious to me that 10 years after this man, like, he literally passed away 10 years ago to the date, pretty much. Like, the other day was the date. So I'm like, it's a very ironic time for y'all to release this, but go off though. Something I always found interesting was whenever they talked about Playboy and they would actually show visuals, they made sure to show, I think Sammy Davis Jr., if I'm not mistaken. I always get Sammy Davis Jr. and somebody else mixed up. I think it was Sammy Davis Jr. They always showed him. And I'm like, okay, do what you do. But y'all, they really be like, yeah, they were them naggers. If you've ever seen South Park, you know what I'm talking about. Them naggers. Them naggers. They be up in here doing things too, so they want to have alibis and things. But, these people were sworn to secrecy. These people were basically told, if you ever tell anybody about the ins and outs of this place, there are going to be repercussions. Things are going to happen. It is like you pretty much had to infer what was going to happen. But yeah, do y'all believe any of this stuff? Because he was supposedly like drugging folks, and they was high and drunk and everything else when they got there. And child, I was like, it don't surprise me, but I'm just like, come on now. I'm still trying to bring myself to get to a point where I can watch the Bill Cosby one, because I forgot that man's name. He kind of get on my nerves at times, and it's like, I think he one of them people that sit up there. He'll say certain things, and it's like, okay, but you got a white wife, or you have a wife that ain't even black. I don't know. Sometimes I just be looking at some of these people like, y'all be so loud when it comes to stuff like this. But I don't know. My thing is love, but sometimes I just be looking at some of these people like, y'all be doing too much. And that's another thing that people say about Nick Cannon too. It's like, you want to act like you are so pro-black, but where you at though? What you impregnating? And everybody be like, yeah, we not include Mariah Carey in that because she mixed. And she don't halfway claim the black side herself. I'll be like, woo, child, y'all really be going in on these people. Y'all really be going in on these people. But yeah, what y'all think about all of that? But I was like, I'm forgetting something. But yeah, that's what I want to talk about, y'all. I done did the most today. I'm surprised I didn't lose my voice. But I'm gonna go and get ready for work, because I gotta go to work in the morning, unfortunately, which means I gotta go to sleep within the next 8 to 10 hours, I guess, so I can get enough rest. But thank y'all for tuning in. Let me know if y'all heard about any of these stories and what y'all think about any in particular, what your thoughts are. Let's get down in the comment section and discuss it. All right. Even if you don't agree with what any of the stuff is that I'm saying, I still want to hear from you. I still want to talk with you. Let's have a conversation. Let's debate it out. All right. Y'all have a good one. I'll see y'all later on. Be safe out there. Stay warm. Bye.